starring Elaine Bennis and Toni Soprano. Enough Said is the new film from Nicole Holofcener, who is really known for her really small indie kind of comedy dramas, and I've never actually seen any of her films before, but I've been familiar with her in general. She has films like Friends with Money with Jennifer Aniston and Please Give with Catherine Keener. Catherine Keener is actually in like all of her films. And Enough Said is her latest, which stars Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Eva and James Gandolfini as Albert. And it's really kind of, I feel like this movie is going to get more attention than it would have because James Gandolfini just died, which is like this weird kind of thing. It's really, obviously it's really upsetting that he's gone, and this is a really great final, I think it's his final, maybe one of his last performances, but like what a way to go out. He's so good in this film. This film is so good. I was not expecting the movie that I got when I watched this. I don't know, I thought it looked a lot like this really funny comedy, which it is. It is a really funny comedy, but it's also really, really touching, really emotional. I cried watching this movie. This is one of the only films in the whole festival that made me cry. It's so real and relatable. The premise of the film is Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Eva is a single mother. She's divorced. Her life is just, it's not bad or anything. She just hasn't really been dating in a while. She goes out to this party with a couple friends. She meets Albert, who's James Gandolfini, and they kind of decide to go out on a date, and they do, and she meets another person at the party named Marianne, and she plays a massage therapist, so Eva takes on Marianne as a client. Eva starts dating Albert, and she really likes him, and she's excited, and things are going well, and at the same time, she's also, treating Marianne, and somewhere in the mix of this, Marianne likes to talk a lot about her ex-husband, likes to bitch a lot about her ex-husband, and Eva's like her first friend in a long time and someone that she just feels comfortable talking to. Well, soon we find out that Marianne's ex-husband is Albert, and Eva finds that out pretty early on in this whole relationship that she has with the two of them. And instead of, telling Marianne that she's dating Albert or stopping to be her massage therapist or anything, she continues to treat Marianne, continues to talk to her about Albert, even though, Marianne has no idea that Eva knows who Albert is. She continues to hear all the horrible things that Marianne says about Albert, and she continues to date Albert, and it's kind of like, she's getting some sort of inside scoop on this person and kind of trying to figure out what he's like, and Marianne's perception of Albert completely ruins her perception of Albert, yet she still continues to date him and just kind of doesn't treat him very well anymore because she's so influenced by what Marianne has said, and it just becomes this whole mess. This whole completely, stupid, childish mess that Eva gets herself into, and it makes for this really, real, what would you do in that situation, and people, especially these days, we all want to know everything about everyone, and we all are lurking everyone, and and trying to find out, the dirt on the people we like, and on our friends, and relationships, and everything, and it's really interesting to see it play out the way it does in this film, because it just feels so real, and I don't know what most normal people would do. I'm pretty sure most people who watch this movie are not gonna like Eva for doing what she does to Albert. And what she does to Marianne. It's just this very dishonest, deceitful thing. But it's very real of her, because, I feel like there's probably a lot of people who maybe would do the same thing. And there's also this whole other side storyline, which I personally found really interesting as well, where Eva and her daughter, basically her daughter's going away to school, and that's kind of what makes Eva kind of extra on edge, because she's about to lose, that kind of one person in her life. Eva and her daughter have this kind of weird, distant relationship, but Eva and her daughter's best friend really get along, and there's this whole other kind of subplot line where Eva and her daughter's best friend hang out all the time, and clearly her daughter's best friend just needs someone to talk to because she doesn't get it from her own mother, and it creates this other kind of jealousy and stuff, and it's just this character of Eva who thinks she's doing something right, or who thinks she's just, you know, protecting herself, or like, I don't know, she has good intentions, but everyone in the film ends up kind of hating her. And it's just this very real thing. And I mean, I don't think that's really a spoiler, but I mean, this film is so smart. The dialogue is great. The acting is so great from everyone. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I mean, okay, Seinfeld's like my favorite show ever. So seeing her in anything, and just as an actress, she's just amazing. And she takes on a bit of a more dramatic kind of feel here. She's funny, but she's also has these really intense dramatic scenes that, you know, brought tears to my eyes. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like this profound little film that I think most people would not expect going into it. So definitely watch. Enough said, and everything about it is really great. James Gandolfini, as I said, he's so great in this. You never see him in a role like this, but he's so sweet and so kind of self-defacing, and just this really lovable character that it's interesting to see how one character can hate him so much and one can like him so much, but how the hate of that one character can make the other one not like him anymore. And Catherine Keener is also, you know, she's great in everything. She's great in this. She plays Marianne, and Toni Collette has a supporting role as Eva's best friend, and there's just a lot of great acting in this. The two young teenage actors who play Eva's daughter and her daughter's best friend are so great. And, yeah, it's more like, it's a film that definitely I'm sure a lot of adults will relate to, but even as someone younger, it's a bit scary to see, like, what can happen, in this relationship. And I don't know, I thought it was really, really smart and relatable and real, and I love that about it. So enough said. Check out this film. It's funny, but it's also kind of deeply profound. And yeah, my name's Adriana. This is my blog, Fresh from the Theater. If you like what you see in these reviews, please subscribe, and there will be more TIFF reviews to come. Thanks so much.